I think all the forces fighting must understand why we fight. I often tell the element leader to be able to explain to the men why we fight.
We do not fight because we want to fight. We fight because we were attacked. They came to impose a war on us. And why was this war imposed on us?
I think everyone must understand this, because they want our land without us.
And it did not start today. It has always been the case for Africa. Remember the slavery, where many Africans were deported. The brave, able-bodied ones, those who were of childbearing age, who were deported, many died and emptied Africa. Then came the era of colonization, when they came to our land. They massacred our ancestors. They killed as many as possible. Africa was colonized multiple times. And today, more than ever, it's a new form of colonization.
And why does Africa suffer so much?
Because we have resources that interest the imperialists.
This is the journey to one Africa.
I wanted to stop by this morning to say congratulations to all the forces from Pawanji region by extension. Dr. Traore, congratulations on the work done. It's one of the most peaceful regions, and that doesn't mean it's over. You also encourage continuing the fight. This is a very dense area with quite a lot of forests. Certainly, you have been able to push back the enemy who had tried to establish themselves here. And I hope you continue to patrol these forests to ensure that there are no attempts to return. So, as I said, congratulations. But my encouragement for the future. I hope I am making myself understood.
It's not because
The enemy can no longer penetrate that it's over. It's a guerrilla, and here we are at the National Commando Training Center. A commando knows what infiltrations mean. So the enemy is capable of infiltrating. This must be taken into account and remain constantly vigilant. After that, I hope everyone can still reflect on their commitment.
His commitment?
Because we have a war imposed on us, and today more than ever, I think all the forces fighting must understand why we fight. I often tell the element leader to be able to explain to the men why we fight.
We do not fight because we want to fight. We fight because we were attacked. They came to impose a war on us. And why was this war imposed on us?
I think everyone must understand this, because they want our land without us.
And it did not start today. It has always been the case for Africa. Remember the slavery, where many Africans were deported. The brave, able-bodied ones, those who were of childbearing age, who were deported, many died and emptied Africa. Then came the era of colonization, when they came to our land. They massacred our ancestors. They killed as many as possible. Africa was colonized multiple times. And today, more than ever, it's a new form of colonization.
And why does Africa suffer so much?
Because we have resources that interest the imperialists.
I think each and every one of you should understand that if you are able to put yourself on the front line, to fight until the ultimate sacrifice, as it is said, means you understand the meaning of your commitment. You came to defend the nation, to protect this land that our ancestors bequeathed to us. The predecessors wrote the anthem for us. And I think that when you listen to the anthem of Burkina, it starts, however,
because they opposed several forms of colonization.
the Burkinabe is against humiliation.
we are against any form of domination.
The Burkinabe is against neocolonialism.
And all of this you must take in peace. To understand that they wrote the anthem to oppose a certain number of facts in this world. They defended this land and bequeathed it to us.
And our duty is to fight and defend our lands as well, to pass them on to our children.
Today, we fight, but not necessarily for ourselves, but for our children. Who here does not love their child for those who have children? Everyone loves their child. If danger should come to a child,
the father prefers to take the danger to spare the child. This means the father prefers to die so that his child survives. So we are fighting today for future generations to bequeath better lands to them so they can live comfortably.
So there are no reservations in this fight.
We will oppose everything these dominators want to impose on us,
And you must continue to fight for that.
listen carefully to our anthem.
And that should give you more motivation.
Get involved because, as I often say, Burkina is very rich.
Today we have grown in numbers in the armed forces and the internal security forces.
And in terms of equipment as well, we have made a lot of efforts.
But where did we get these resources? Understand that there was wealth
Mismanaged. And there's even more. Because as some think, or might imagine,
There is no bank where you can get a loan in that world to pay for armament. You do not get loans in that world to pay for armament. If you want to arm yourself, you must use your own funds.
but in the recent past, we were deployed. We weren't armed like this. Far from it. I think there are many elders here who have experienced the same thing, who can advise the younger ones. What was life like just yesterday? And what is it like today? And that should give you the motivation to fight.
And that's very important.
Fight for your lands. Fight to leave a better Burkina for future generations. Fight so we can exploit our resources decently and benefit from it. We have launched several initiatives. Our parents in the village are more or less happy with what we are doing for them in terms of agriculture, because our population is mostly agricultural, and for everything we are doing in road infrastructure, to be able to move around and all that.
But all that is with our resources. You are watching images from other countries.
You would like your country to resemble those so-called developed countries. Do you think it is impossible?
Well, it's possible.
I was telling someone 2 years ago, I said, in other places, even animal hospitals are often better equipped than our hospitals here that treat us in terms of equipment and everything. But what have we done to be at this level? Well, we will catch up and surpass. This is what led us to launch programs to build modern and equipped health centers. There is no reason for us to lag behind.
This is to say that everything we do.
There is the possibility to do it. That's why we do it. And we will continue in this direction. Those who have the chance to go for internships abroad, who take pictures by beautiful streets, beautiful buildings.
It's possible here in Burkina.
And that's what we will do so that you live comfortably and well.
But for that, we must fight first.
That's why I say one must reflect on their commitment, listen to our anthem and fight.
You are very brave, very determined.
But often there are these attitudes that cause you unnecessary losses, especially the use of mobile phones. Those who will prove unable to change, to put down the phone during operations, we will remove them from our ranks and we will punish them severely because we will not allow someone's phone addiction to endanger others' lives.
Can you imagine? You are deployed to your position. Good soldiers show discipline, focused on their posts. They finish, they come down, they need to rest. And a saboteur is at the post with their phone on TikTok or something. 1x bet till the enemy approaches, attacks, and the good soldiers could die in their rest. Do you want us to keep them in our ranks?
Is that what you want?
So we will remove them from our ranks and punish them. I have already instructed the military chief to identify as many as possible, those with this addiction who cannot stop using their phone. We will find them and punish them because what they are doing is criminal. We cannot tolerate that. Certainly we raise awareness, but we can't tolerate it. You can keep the small phone that's just for calling family, but if there's no reason, we leave. Those who have relatives who are judges or others who might be involved in the court judging terrorists can inquire with them. Whether it's in the courts, whether it's the terrorists we capture in combat as prisoners, or those who surrender, all unanimously tell us that they managed to succeed in certain attacks because of the excessive use of phones by our soldiers. So if there is no awareness to get rid of it, we will crack down.
And so soon you will see people expelled, surely in prison,
because they endanger the lives of others and they cannot separate themselves.
In any case, it's quite clear. There is a note from the military hierarchy that prohibits phones during operations. After the awareness phase comes the repression phase. We will not tolerate people endangering the lives of others. Even your own life that you endanger with the phone, you don't have the right, because you do not belong to yourself.
A soldier belongs to the army. You do not belong to yourself. You do not have the right to do what you want. You do what the army wants.
So everyone must be able to spread the message so that we can fight this phenomenon.
If I say it insistently, it's because it's quite serious.
It often cancels out your courage.
And often it results in us losing good fighters because they were at rest. And a fake fighter allowed the enemy to approach and attack, finding them unprepared.
So fight this excessive use of phones there, and pass on the message as clearly as I pass it to you, to your comrades. I know that here you will find soldiers of all ranks.
Pass this message clearly, and those who spread discontent in the ranks, because they might also be influenced by stateless individuals who are often abroad and continue to fight Burkina on social media, through the media and everything. One must be very careful.
When someone tells you not to fight, they want to subdue you.
You want to be a slave?
Do you want to be dominated?
Well, yes. So one must fight. There is not a single solution. The Burkinabe will not negotiate with their enemy. We will fight and we will win. It's the only thing that can prevail. There won't be a single ounce of negotiation with anyone. They are our brothers. We will fight. Those who came to attack us will die on this land.
We will not give up anything, absolutely nothing, not even a single square centimeter.
So I wish for you to keep preparing, to always remain on alert. Even if you are not in operation, you must stay on alert.
Because at any moment,
you may be in operation. We must prepare for combat, and this war must not last much longer, because we will do everything possible to ensure the fight regains a certain intensity and annihilate that enemy. Congratulations to all the forces who are fighting, and wish that you continue to stand strong with the civilian population, because it is very important.
We didn't necessarily experience that love between the army and the civilian population.
Years ago, it was not easy. There were endless little fights in the neighborhood bars. But today, the army and the population are united. And that is the essential factor for the success of such operations. You have the information, the intelligence as needed. You are supported morally, you are supported psychologically, so there is no reason to feel down. There is no reason not to push forward, not to continue. Continue to cultivate this love with the population, continue to help them, continue to participate in uniting them as well. Because our past few decades of poor politics have contributed to weakening our various social layers, often dividing people over trivial matters. And your role also is to contribute today to uniting them, because your voices carry. Civilians believe in you. Today, when a soldier stands up and speaks to a dozen civilians, they listen, and it is easier for civilians to carry out what you are telling them. So each one of you must be an ambassador of peace, of cohesion for our brothers, civilians, and continue to play this role as well to enjoy these moments of love between us. Talk to them, bring them to unite, to be able to drop certain divisions that were born solely from politics. And you must contribute to this, because being a soldier is not just holding the weapon, running, killing. No. You are trained beyond that. If you defend a homeland, it means there are all these values that you embody and that you must also be able to use to unite your people. Civilian, good training for those who are still in training. Stay strong. Don't lose morale, okay? It's tough here, but only the tough make it through. And you are tough, and you must make it through. For those on the ground, I wish you very good luck in the operations, and keep scouring the various forests to detect any possible infiltrations. Continue to protect these people who only believe in you, who rely solely on
May God accompany you in your various missions. May God protect you throughout your different battles. May you return safe and sound to tell us about the battles, and so that we can build our Burkina as we wish it. The homeland or death, we shall overcome. Osuma pa.
This is the journey to One Africa.